What's up, Internet? My name's Nerdy.
And I'm Clarus.
And this is the penultimate, my favorite word, episode of She-Hulk.
Yay. Our, middle of the road show right now.
It really is, right?
And, that's okay. Not everything, I think, has to be a masterpiece.
This show could be better.
Yeah.
Or at least it could be more like episodes 3 and 4. I think episodes 3 and 4 the peak of She-Hulk.
Yeah.
And 5 was okay, and then 6 and 7 I didn't really like all that much.
It just felt like it kind of went off the rails, which is funny because they made a joke about it.
Yeah.
But I thought that would then at least be relevant somehow in a meta way, and it wasn't. I was like, oh, well, that's not really clever then.
I'm hopeful that we get Nikki and Jen back together for some of this.
Yes.
Get Pug back. Get our cast back, right?
Yes.
I think
everyone's off doing something.
Yeah. I don't think the show had enough runway to go in as many directions as it went.
Yes.
And I think ultimately that's kind of where I land on it. Mm-hmm. And I hope that these last 2 episodes are really concise so that at least it lands strong for me. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
If you want the full length direction, go over to patreon.com/nerdynightly. But for now, let's go meet Daredevil because according to the internet, he's in this. So this will be the first time you see Daredevil in action ever. You've never seen an episode of the Netflix show.
Correct.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Every episode starts with a great setup that doesn't pay off the way that as strong as I want, as the setup is. Does that make sense?
Oh.
The store might be closed, but you forgot about the guard frog.
The guard frog.
Yeah!
I think it's his name.
My name is LeapFrog.
So, your defective suit?
Right. So I was surrounded by these huge guys. Twisting toe jam! Although I could tell that they were afraid of me. And I shouted my signature catchphrase. Time to rivet and rip it! My inflammable suit is on fire. And you guessed it, I have third-degree burns.
Okay.
I mean, I deserve justice.
You do, LeapFrog.
Mental anguish and stuff.
The U.S. is so weird.
Yes.
What is the name of the manufacturer?
Luke Jacobson. He specializes in supersuits.
Oh, shit.
I suggest that you try to come to an agreement with Mr. Jacobson so then a filing would not be necessary. Understood?
Rivet and rip it.
Yes, rivet and rip it.
Rivet and rip it. This is back. We're back to lawyer show.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
He suffered serious injuries due to a dysfunctional suit that you sold him. No.
I do not make suits that malfunction. My work speaks for itself. Oh, excuse me.
Oh, hey, I prepaid for that.
Then you shouldn't have betrayed me, you greasy old buffalo.
See you in court.
Goodbye, tragedy.
Oh, no.
God damn it. Oh, my God.
Are you representing yourself?
Representing himself?
Here he comes.
Of course I'm not representing myself, Your Honor. I'm not a fool.
Let's go!
That's fun.
I'm here. Apologies for the tardiness, Your Honor. I had trouble finding parking. I'm just kidding. Not only would it ruin my client's career, it could put a lot of people in a lot of danger. And all over one man's misuse of a suit.
I'm in agreement with Mr. Murdoch. Motion to compel discovery.
Out-lawyered!
Mr. Patilio, what kind of fuel did you use in your boosters?
Jet fuel. Wait a minute. That's not what my instructions said.
What?
You didn't ask him beforehand, Jen?
No, I didn't.
He's lying. Don't ask me how I know, I just know.
If the plaintiff ignored the manufacturer's,
Jen.
the defendant is absolved of all liability. I'm dismissing this case.
Am I gonna go to jail? Jennifer, Jenny, Jen.
No, because I hate you now.
She's up for Female Lawyer of the Year.
Yeah.
Maybe ask one question.
Yep.
Martini, cute.
Mind if I join you? Wanted to extend a peace offering.
Ugh. Hate it when people take the high road.
Luke Jacobson made a couple of new suits for me, so I owed him one.
Doesn't really look like it.
It's a low blow insulting a blind man's clothes.
I'm very happy right now.
I practice in Hell's Kitchen, and we mostly do pro bono work, the us part.
Us.
Secret double lives of Matt Murdock. How does he do it?
She-Hulk can help people when the law fails them. Though you can if you choose.
Be the best of both worlds.
You get the best of both worlds. Oh, thank you, Hannah Montana.
We're all feeling this, right? It's not just me.
It's nice meeting you.
Yeah, you.
He's such a dork.
He's great.
He's so good.
Now I want to watch Daredevil.
We should.
Yeah.
We should watch Daredevil.
And then get this, they had an authentic Wakandan war spear. So I, of course, win the auction, a milli.
That's a very low price to play for Vibranium.
Yeah.
Boom, how cool is that? I mean, I own that now. God, no one is collecting African shit on my level. I love it. I love Wakanda. You know, I actually studied abroad there.
Really?
Wakanda forever!
Oh, that makes me uncomfortable.
Same. Girl, same.
Apparently it was stolen by colonizers, but whatever. I mean, I got the receipts. Listen, babe, let's just drop the whole koi thing, because I don't play games, okay? And I can feel it, and I can tell that we're both feeling it.
Whoa! No! Goodbye.
Well done. This show wants to live in a weird place where Jen works at this major high-power law firm, but also doesn't have money. And I don't get that.
Maybe she's still paying off her student loans.
Maybe?
I don't know. I really don't.
Hello?
Oh, thank God, Miss Walters, it's LeapFrog. Listen, you gotta help me. I think I'm being attacked.
Legally or physically? I'm heading to you. We'll meet in the middle.
I would never work at a 24/7 law firm. This
Let's
is
go.
garbage.
Let's go. It's time.
The suit!
The suit!
All right, I'm here for it.
I don't know that 24/7 law firms actually exist. I think it's if you're a rich enough client, we are a 24/7 law firm.
My car!
Why was Daredevil attacking LeapFrog? Ooh, the plot thickens.
Back off.
I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Jen!
That's a
My ass remains unwhooped.
Yeah.
Unnecessary property damage, but okay. Whoa!
Where are you going? We're not done.
You're very persistent, aren't you?
You're
Let's go! What?
Jen,
Jen!
that's not your car. All right.
Ooh.
Whoa, Jen.
Matt? Do you pretend to be blind, man? Because that is really
No,
problematic.
I'm blind. Relax. I have a spatial method that I use to see.
Oh, like echolocation.
Yeah, kind of. LeapFrog is the bad guy here. He kidnapped Luke Jacobson. He's holding him hostage.
Why didn't you tell me that before we fought?
Why didn't you ask me before immediately trying to whoop my ass?
I'm sorry that I assumed the guy dressed as the devil was the bad one.
That's good.
I'm Daredevil.
That is very daring to use ketchup and mustard as your color scheme.
I'll tell Luke you said that.
No, please don't.
You ever destroyed a parking lot before?
Oh, crap. I'll go leave a note.
Jesus.
This is why she's still broke. It's because she keeps breaking things.
Yes, very expensive cars with custom color jobs.
Guys, what do we think about the name Leap Squad? You know, like...
The Leap Squad!
Oh my god.
It sounds like they're gonna go head to head with the Harlem Globetrotters.
There are 25 goons in the building. 7 below us, 8 in the front, and 10 in the hallway.
How do you know that?
I can hear their heartbeats.
That's a little far-fetched.
I can hear yours, too. Your heart's beating pretty fast.
No, it's not.
Oh, they're great.
Take out the goons in the back. Take me 15 seconds to take out each one.
I'm not gonna sit here for half an hour while you pick off goons one by one.
That's not how that math works out.
I'm a hoe.
Just follow my lead.
Okay, I guess that's pretty cool.
This is great.
Yeah.
Oh, Daredevil loves the hallway.
They're just using hand crossbows.
Yeah, I think the LeapFrog is all about aesthetic.
Yeah.
That was slick. Not gonna lie, when they set up the hallway, I hoped we were getting another like classic Daredevil oneer. So the cuts are a little disappointing, but
Well, the hallway's not gone yet.
this might be it. Yeah. No, Jen's about to fuck this up.
Well played, well played.
Smash.
Okay, but how many people did you just kill?
They're fine. Some broken bones.
More hench goons.
Nuts!
Go, call the police.
Don't you yell at me! I'm already very stressed out.
Right, stop now before you rack up even more serious charges. Legally speaking, we could say this is an episode of Mania.
Temporary insanity is murky, but it's not a bad strategy.
This.
So the devil ninja guy, he's a lawyer?
I'm just a big fan of legal dramas.
No shame in retreat. Ribbon and ribbon.
Mixing the superhero with the law
Was perfect.
is what I wanted this show to be.
That, yes.
Like,
This is fantastic.
You're forgiven.
So, you'll make my gala dress?
Yes, of course, I'm not a monster. Try not to get too bloated between now and then.
Great to be strained professional acquaintances again.
it's my shit. All the girls jump a beat. Sorry.
Thanks for your help.
No, you were the one who helped me.
No, I was the lead superhero.
You were the guy who wanted to spend half an hour picking off each goon.
And you still can't get that math right. Hey, maybe next time I'm in town, I can take you out to dinner.
Yeah, or maybe we could skip all of that and just...
Well done.
Well, yeah.
It would be very like Jen's romantic luck for the only good man in her life to live on the other side of the country.
Yeah. Literally.
Wait, yeah, I'll let you go.
Okay.
Good for them.
Do they have a thing in the comics?
Yes.
So, I mean, both being lawyers, I feel like makes sense.
Yeah.
That was fun.
And they're against each other on law, but they're very rarely against each other in their superhero stuff.
For sure.
They have a fun relationship. That might be my favorite shot of this whole show.
That was great. That was great.
Doesn't it feel like this episode should be over?
Hello? She has a big place. She can't be poor.
Dressed in a devil costume, and he's doing the walk of shame because he's... What? Oh, you did with the...
Yeah.
This episode already came to a very satisfying conclusion. Trust me.
Come on.
This is the big twist, isn't it? But the question is it the kind of twist that's like, ooh, there's another Hulk, but this one's red, or like, I'm getting fridged.
We gotta make you look amazing.
Love Nikki. Oh, I thought that was going to be the end.
Yeah.
Oh, this goes on for a while.
We're still going.
Okay. I wish Nikki had met Matt. I think it would have been fun if she came in while he was still there.
Like, yeah, as he was leaving. Her hulking out comes with makeup on, so I don't really understand what they did for her makeup.
Comes with it.
It does. It comes with like built-in eyeliner and lash lift.
I love that you say it comes with as if she's an action figure.
Hey!
This She-Hulk action figure comes with makeup. The Southern California Law Awards.
And doing everything regular lawyers do, except backwards and in high heels. Female Lawyer of the Year award goes to Jennifer She-Hulk Walters. Kara Hunter. Alice Chen. Joanne Torres. Barbara Wells. Mallory Book.
Twice the work, half the recognition, and you're constantly being asked what it's like being a female lawyer.
Yes.
Do you want to see who She-Hulk really is?
Here we go.
It's not a secret. This is busted. Can we stop this?
And she's a slut.
Can we stop it?
Josh.
Okay.
Okay. I think the Marvel Cinematic Universe needs to figure out how these super cops keep showing up places, because it happened at the end of Miss Marvel too, where there just suddenly were super cops there 5 seconds, or no, at the wedding, it was the wedding episode.
Oh, the wedding, yeah.
Where they were attacked, and then I understand that she attacked a TV screen, but everyone in that room it was reacting as if she's killed somebody.
Yeah. I was like, okay, I would break the TV screen as well.
She broke a TV screen that her sex tape was playing on.
Yeah.
And people are behaving as if she's going to murder people. And this episode was doing so well. And then the final scene just kind of was like, really? If I was in that room, I would have been like, shatter it. I don't want to see your sex scene.
Yeah. I'd have been like, fucking get it. Like, you know, like.
I just don't get it.
We don't need to see that. Like. Yeah, I don't know why everyone's... Especially in a world where, like, superheroes are everywhere.
If like, they had set up that, like, the property damage from earlier in the episode was a bigger deal and people were like, is She-Hulk going crazy or something like that, I think that maybe I would have bought it. But, like, no one in that room has ever seen She-Hulk hurt anybody.
No.
And in that scene, I don't know.
She breaks the TV screen. That's not reason to fucking flee. Like, there's a... Like, it's a fire? Like,
I felt like the end of the episode, ending on her sex tape, was a strong enough setup for the finale.
Yeah, agreed.
That forcing this, and now the cops are after her, but, like, what were they sitting there outside waiting for her to go crazy? Like, have they been following her around this whole time?
No idea.
Did Intelligentsia call them and say She-Hulk was, like, is there a post-credit? No, there's no post-credit scene. I don't know. I felt like this episode was really strong, and then it was just kind of a lazy finale, in my opinion, of the episode.
Yeah. And not the show itself, but like just that last little bit where she breaks the screen and for some reason people freak out. Like, I think that the story that they decided to tell with it is actually really interesting.
100%.
However, I don't really like it besides the weird therapy in the woods episode. Because that show is not equipped to deal with what this episode introduced. And they feel very different.
Oh. This show just feels like it's like, oh, we like need to talk about like sexual assault. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's where we're going. But the rest of the show doesn't feel tonally like it has room for that.
Yeah.
Or like it's going to take that seriously.
Yeah.
And now the sexual assault element of it is going to take a back seat to, oh, Jen is in trouble with the police who were there at the lawyer awards.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just...
Unless they were already on their way there to arrest her for destruction of property.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe?
I don't know. I'm feeling a little bit like they had this incredible episode. Like, really, really incredible episode.
The best so far.
They mixed the law and the superhero in a way that, like, I've been waiting for this show to do more of.
Yeah.
In a way that they kind of did in episode 4, and I really liked episode 4. I thought episode 4 was the high watermark for the show before now.
Yeah.
This episode, I think, is the best episode. And then at the end, it's just creating this drama so quickly in a way that does not feel true to, like, the story that the rest of the episode was telling. And it's a letdown, right? Because I felt like they wrote a really solid episode of television. And then from the moment Jen is like, oh, the episode should have ended, to the end of the episode, it just kind of falls apart. And
I don't know if it's from there on, because like I said, I do like what they introduced, but it does feel like it doesn't have the space it's going to need within the realm of the show.
I don't know. I think that Jen being nominated for the Female Lawyer of the Year and like the Female Lawyer of the Year thing was such a weird introduction for the show to have, because she gets nominated for it and seems surprised by that, and then doesn't look into what it is, but shows up to a gala where she is then again surprised that they all win.
Yeah.
And I'm like, does she not know does she not know what's going on in her own life? Like, is this a character who's just completely oblivious to everything? And if so, what are her emotional stakes that I'm supposed to buy into?
Yeah.
And then when you take the stakes and you just kind of run them over with the car of plot that is just moving faster than the characters can keep up with it.
Yeah.
I think that you have this ending that just sort of like falls really flat, in my opinion, next to the first, 25, whatever the Daredevil section of this episode was, where it was a really solid episode of television. Granted, it starts with Jen being a terrible lawyer. Again.
Yeah.
Like, literally, she's so bad at the law, which is kind of hilarious at this point. But
yeah,
I really felt like, why are people scared of her breaking the television that her sex tape is playing on?
I'd break it too.
Like their overreaction was so big.
Yeah, it was very, even her parents, they're like, oh my gosh. I'm like, what? You've literally seen her how many times in She-Hulk form? Like, she helps them around the house and like do fucking chores. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
she breaks a TV screen and the world freaks out. And then she runs outside and the cops are there. The super cops are already there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Within a span of literally, I think, like 45 seconds.
Yeah, I guess that it was just convenience. And that's the problem, is that it's just whatever they need to get to the end of the plot.
Yeah.
Rather than setting up, like, why, or... And here's the thing, like, I think that as a sitcom, there's times when the show's really strong.
Yeah.
And as a superhero show, there's times when the show's really strong.
Yeah.
But it can't... It doesn't really sit in either of those camps solidly enough.
Yes.
And the ties between those two things aren't strong enough to sustain what they're trying to do, because when the sitcom stuff is doing really well, the superhero stuff kind of feels like it doesn't really have a purpose.
And the lawyer stuff too, as well, like depending on the scene, because sometimes the lawyer stuff is like more serious and then it's not, then it's like fun and silly, and then the superhero stuff is serious and then it's not, and it's fun and silly, and it just like there's no like tonally, it's just really all over the place.
There's no weight.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate, right? I think it's really unfortunate that the show sometimes chooses to give up its own weight.
It is, because there's good stuff here.
Oh, there's great stuff. Like, this episode was fantastic.
I was so excited to end this episode and be like, guys, fantastic. Like, this is great. She-Hulk is awesome. I'm loving this. You know, had some rough patches, but if this is where we're headed with it, awesome. And it was just...
I just feel like...
lazy. The end was lazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. It was a lazy way to get conflict for the finale.
Yeah.
And okay, like if that's what it is, okay. I guess no one noticed those guys walk into the room not in black tie with scarves over their faces.
Yeah.
Like okay, like it's like and things happen.
If I was in like an award ceremony and there was a woman up there and some like masked men appeared and they're like, intelligentsia, Jen is a slut and here's proof, I would sit there and I'd be fucking outraged. I'd run up there and break the screen with her, you know what I mean? And everybody's like, oh my goodness. I was like, what? This is LA. It's not even like it's fucking like buttfuck, I don't know, Kentucky, where you can't like have relationships sexually with people that you're not married to or whatever it is.
It's
like,
also, it's Los Angeles.
It's LA. Like, why was, you know, you should have someone there like fucking cheering, be like, get it, girl. Like,
well, I wouldn't cheer. That's a very personal video speech on public.
But I'm saying it's LA and somebody would.
The idea that, and this is the most incel-y idea possible, right?
Yeah.
The idea that you would ruin her reputation by being like, look, this adult woman who is single and does not have a husband and isn't cheating on anyone slept with somebody.
I know.
Like, she's a
not
slut.
The woman you think she is.
She slept with someone on the third date.
Yeah.
That's the most like normal American response to dating possible.
Like,
I think that like her reaction to that is valid, right? I think that like, I would shatter the screen too. I just the beats up until shattering the screen I didn't mind. It was that suddenly there was a code red alarm.
Yeah.
And it was as if like a terrorist attack had happened, and all that had happened was that she broke a television.
Yeah.
And like it just, I don't know. I felt like they sucked all of the oxygen out of their own storytelling in that beat by having this overreaction that just it didn't feel.
Not Jen's overreaction, but the public overreaction.
Yeah, no. I think Jen's reaction is totally fair. I would have ripped the screen down a lot faster.
Yeah.
I have no problem with what she does. It's insane what happens to her. And in the scope of the property damage that she does in this episode, those television screens don't even come close to her throwing that. We have to talk about the rest of the episode because she's such an irresponsible superhero. She destroys a multi-million-dollar parking lot. Like she causes millions of dollars in property damage and also damages in the lost revenue of that parking structure while it has to be rebuilt. While she's She-Hulk in downtown Los Angeles, like there's no way there's no way no camera catches that.
Oh,
she's legally she's legally screwed.
Yeah.
Because she caused millions of dollars of damages and she can't justify it. No one was in danger.
Nope.
She caused all of the danger.
Yeah, she showed up to like help the person who actually was like the kidnapper. Like it just.
But the problem is that like I'm okay with that property damage and like how ridiculous that is within the comedic context of the show, right? But then once you add in the very real context of sexual assault, it becomes harder to live in the world where it's like, oh, haha, we destroyed a parking structure.
Yeah.
Because the world becomes grounded in something that's dark and real and has real world consequences and real world victims in a way that is really awful, right?
Yeah.
Like revenge porn is a terrible thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely reprehensible thing. And so when they're trying to do this thing where I understand they want to talk about like real world women's issues.
Yeah.
But I think that if they wanted to do that, they could have made She-Hulk a more grounded show and done that better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like they chose the tone of this like very silly.
Yeah, here's the thing, if She-Hulk was either decided that's the story that they want to tell and was a little bit more serious, a little bit more grounded and wasn't so like I don't even know the word to call it, but like fluffy almost in those middle bits. Like if it wasn't that and it was this more serious thing and they had something to say about it, that'd be great. Or if it was a fluffy sitcom that's really fun and Jen gets to date and be a lawyer and She-Hulk and Joel and all those things, that would be great. But they don't, I think, work together in the way that they think it does.
I also feel like the Jen is a slut because she sleeps around storyline worked really well in the 90s.
Yeah.
I just
nowadays
for 2022 it just feels a little like
dated.
Yeah, it feels old.
Yeah.
In a way that And I'm not saying that the problem of being called a slut online, and I'm not saying that like that part of it's old. I'm saying like this particular narrative of like Jen being wildly,
it's been done,
like that her career could be hurt by this.
Yeah, it's been done, and it doesn't mean the same thing anymore.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like Jen would be fine. Jen could turn around and be like, #me too, and like move on with her life.
Yeah.
GLK&H is not going to fire her because someone posted revenge porn. I wish that the next episode was the
Do you think Titania
no superhero stuff
is behind it?
No, God, no. No, here's the thing. I think Titania is a shitty person. I do not think she would do that to another woman.
Well, and
I don't think that's the story they want to go with.
I really hope that that's not it, because she's the only villain that we've met so far, and I don't...
I think it's Todd.
Todd.
The rich guy. I hope that the next episode isn't about superhero stuff. I hope that Jen takes Intelligentsia to court over revenge porn and crushes them legally.
That would be great.
That would be a more interesting payoff from what we've seen. Mm-hmm. But right now, I'm just kind of like, okay.
Right. Yeah.
And it's a shame because let's stop talking about the end, because we've harped on it.
Yes,
but
you're right.
The rest of this episode is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's everything I wanted from the show, from
Daredevil
the very beginning.
and She-Hulk together, fantastic. Like, they're so funny, and they had like a legitimate like connection right away. Him coming in with the and just like lawyered, you know what I mean? Like that was so fun.
I wish that they had written it in a way where he won, but not because Jen was not stupid, incompetent.
Sure, yes.
She's smart, because she's smart enough to realize in the moment that she fucked up.
Sure, okay.
But I wish they had chosen a direction for it to go where she
did
looked
no
better.
Prep. She did absolutely zero prep for this case, and I was like, girl, come on.
Yeah.
But female lawyer of the year. So.
But female lawyer of the year. I wish that wasn't so much of a joke, but it's just like, why?
I know.
And I guess the reason is because they just give it to all of the female lawyers in the Southern California area. But like that, I don't know. Okay. It was just a way to get her into a room with her parents so that they could show off the sex tape. Like it feels more like it was meted from a writing perspective than it had anything to do with the world we were in.
Yes.
Which is why it's weak to me. But yeah, no, I think that the setup of the LeapFrog bit was really great.
Yeah.
I love the suit for LeapFrog. I love Daredevil's suit. I thought it looked really good in motion.
Yeah, and also I loved her back and forth with the Taylor, the guy who makes the suits, and now I'm blanking. Lucas.
Yeah.
Them together, like that was so fun and funny.
But also,
right?
like, why did she go to his office without details? Like, that conversation is kind of infuriating, because she's like, somebody said you did this. And he's like, I never make a bad suit. Leave. And she leaves. Instead of being like, hey, so LeapFrog, do you know LeapFrog? And he's like, yeah. His suit caught on fire. Do you know any reason why that might have happened?
Yeah, like what could he have done to fuck this up for himself?
The part of me that wants Jen to be a good lawyer doesn't like that part of the episode. The part of me that enjoyed the bickering relationship between the two of them was like, oh, the dialogue was fun because them going at it was fun.
Yeah, but that's what we're saying, that those things don't live in the same world. The show is two different things right now.
It wants us to think that Jen can be lawyer of the year while pretty consistently being a bad lawyer.
Yeah.
And like, this show shits on her so hard. It shits on her law capabilities so hard.
Yeah.
Episode 5 was about how she got out-lawyered by Titania, and she only gets out of it because the men that she slept with are willing to testify. Also, it's really hard to call her a slut in episode 7 or 8 when she literally paraded the men she slept with in court in episode 5.
Yeah.
Like, she'd be like, yeah,
or like when
everyone knows that.
Yeah.
I've been on dates. Me being on Matcher was a part of a public law moment.
Yeah.
Throwing her Matcher swipes up on that screen is meaningless.
Yeah.
She literally brought them to court and was like, hi, these are the men I went on date with.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. There's this weird like tension in this show where it has these brilliant ideas. The setup for this episode was so fun and good.
Yeah.
But then there's these execution issues where they like can't bring it home for some reason.
Yeah.
The setup of the therapy episode I really liked until we meet the guy from the Wrecking Crew and he doesn't like reveal that he was hired. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the setup for the wedding episode is really fun because Titania snuck into the wedding, but then she just sucker punches Jen in the face, and her sneaking into the wedding had nothing to do with the plot of the episode.
Yeah.
And so like they keep setting things up, and then at some point in the episode, usually near the end, they just hammer the plot forward, not related to the setup of the episode.
Yeah.
And so the endings of these episodes just kind of feel like they kind of fall off from the beginnings and middles.
Yeah.
Like Act 1 and 2 of all of these episodes is usually pretty solid.
Yeah.
It's really Act 3 of a lot of these episodes. Other than I would say episode 4, I think the fighting the demons in the movie theater scene was really strong.
Yeah.
I thought that ended strong with the Madison joke at the end.
Yep.
But really, like, it really feels like Act 3 is where the show struggles a lot in terms of like bringing home the message of the episode strong.
It's not bringing home the bacon.
No, and this episode could have if it had just stopped.
I agree. Yeah.
And just made all of the gala the finale instead of she punches screens and now the cops are against her, and
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Daredevil's great. Charlie Cox, man. What an actor.
Should I do Daredevil reactions?
If you want to, they would do very well. They would do very well.
Guys, if you made it this far and you want to watch me react to Daredevil, I mean, you could watch it with me. You've seen it, so
I would
you
just,
wouldn't be reacting. You'd
I'll
just be
have
watching
tape on my
me.
mouth and like I can't say anything. I think of all of the Netflix and Disney Plus shows in the MCU or
Careful
out,
now.
Daredevil is the best one.
Careful now, because Jessica Jones season 1 exists.
Jessica Jones season 1 is the best season of television.
Great.
But
season
Jessica
2
Jones
ruins it.
Well, but also Jessica Jones season 1 doesn't really like, it doesn't have the weight that the 3-season arc of Daredevil leading to the end of Daredevil has. Like there's more in the final episode of season 3 of Daredevil because of the journey that you've gone on.
Gotcha.
Whereas I think that if Jessica Jones season 2 and 3, if they had a longer arc that had a little bit more, there's just so much there.
Yeah.
And also I think that the supporting cast of Daredevil is better than the supporting cast of Jessica Jones.
Fair enough.
Like Foggy, Karen, like the supporting cast around Daredevil is so fantastic. The way that it introduces Bullseye, the way that it introduces Bullseye in season 3, the way it introduces Elektra in season 2 was really great. The way it introduces Punisher, like Daredevil made Jessica Jones doesn't exist without Daredevil. You know what I mean? Like that show is a foundational pillar, and also the season 3 ends. So it's one of the best action sequences in television.
Is that the hallway scene?
No. See, there's a hallway scene in season 1, and then they kind of do like a hallway scene each season because of how famous the hallway scene from season 1 is.
That's the only thing I know. I haven't even seen it, but I know about the hallway scene, and I love that they set up in the episode like he's in the hallway and She-Hulk just smashes through and like stops it in its tracks. I thought
it was fun.
It's like this is this She-Hulk show.
It was great, and it was great.
Yeah.
She-Hulk is really, it's a better show when she's working with people. Yeah. And I think that like for 6 and 7, taking her away from Nikki and Pug, and you know, Pug was at the table at the end of this episode, but like Nikki's only in one scene of this episode, one scene in the last episode, one scene in the episode before.
Yeah.
Like in terms of the sitcom, if we're just talking about the sitcom half, they've really removed the supporting cast from the second half of the show for some reason, and I don't understand that choice.
Yeah, me neither.
They have they set up these relationships really well in the first half of the show.
Yeah.
And then they kind of forgot about that, and they went so hard into the like Jen Walters emotional superhero stuff for 2 episodes, and then into this episode, which is like a superhero team up that doesn't involve this, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just the show's kind of all over the place. And the problem is that I love Tatiana Maslany as She-Hulk so much.
Yeah.
I think she is crushing it.
Oh, absolutely.
That even when the episodes aren't working for me, her performance is so solid. I'm so happy she's going to be Captain America New World Order.
Yeah.
I think that's really exciting. Her and Sam Wilson as like a duo is going to be a really cool meetup, right?
Yeah.
I hope she's in Brave New World now, because I think that her chemistry with Charlie Cox is unreal.
Yeah.
The two of them together, whether
Fantastic.
she's in She-Hulk or in her form.
Yeah, great. Well done.
I'm glad that this made you want to watch Daredevil. That brings that like, if anything,
he was just great. Like he was very charming and funny, and like and I'm like, oh, I want to see more of that guy. So
he's a little less funny in Daredevil. It's a little bit more broody. It's more broody at times.
Yes.
But he's also, I will say, he's hot. Like, he's just consistently...
Great.
Charlie Cox is very attractive.
Sign me up. If you want to watch me watch Daredevil, comment below.
And I will say, more attractive in person.
Oh, wow.
I've stood next to him on set on Daredevil, and I worked on all of the Netflix shows except Iron Fist. No, I worked on Iron Fist. Luke Cage.
I was going to say, I think it's Luke Cage that you did.
I was an extra in every other Netflix show at some point.
Yeah.
You can see me a couple times. There's one screenshot of me in the park in Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
That people always send me, and they're like, "Is this you?" And I'm like, "Yes, that is me."
Yes, it is.
That I paid my bills doing extra work for a while.
We both have one. There's always one screenshot that somebody said, "Is this you?"
Mm-hmm. I get the America's Got Talent one a lot.
Oh, well, because that's like
a
close-up.
Yeah, I am the magic trick.
That's fair.
Or Smash, just because we have a lot of musical theater friends. The shot of me dancing by myself in Smash. People send me that a lot.
Yeah. That makes sense.
David, what are you doing here? I was there. I was working.
You know what? It was cold and.
But the Netflix Marvel shows, I worked on them a lot. They paid me my bills, and I'm very grateful to Daredevil for so many reasons.
Thank you.
It's a great show, but also thank you for hiring me and giving me that union rate, which allowed me to eat and live.
Yeah. We like to be able to live in New York.
And for letting me see Charlie Cox in person in the Daredevil suit. He was hot.
That's pretty cool.
He was very attractive.
God, I wish he watches this one day. And
I hope he doesn't.
It's fucking gay. Like,
I've got a crush on Charlie Cox. I am not afraid to admit that on camera.
I know.
Is anyone surprised?
No.
I've got a crush on that whole cast.
Fair.
Mike Coulter is Luke Cage. No. Isn't Mike Coulter?
I don't know.
I think it is.
But Luke Cage is
I'm gonna
hot.
look that up. I might cut that out if I got it wrong. Y'all, we've talked a lot about this episode. Obviously, we liked it. But that ending. If you like the video but don't like the ending, hit the like button. But if you dislike the video but like the ending, hit the dislike button. Was that confusing? Probably. You can follow us around the internet. I'm at Nerdy Nightly.
I'm at Claris Polaris.
And that full-length reaction's over at patreon.com/nerdynightly. I probably cut out some of my goo-goo eyes that I made at Daredevil. So if you want to see all of the faces I made seeing Daredevil on screen for the first time in a few years, go over to patreon.com/nerdynightly and sign up over there. But for now, I think I'm just going to go watch that episode again because I want to spend more time with Charlie Cox. Do something nerdy tonight, y'all.
Bye, guys.